everyone. Let me slide this over just a little bit. What is up, world? How are you doing? Let me just make sure the audio is coming through so I don't go on this little passionate tangent and you can't hear me. Hang on. Let me just and the audio is loud and clear, so that is working. All right. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? So glad to have you here. Let's see. The title, as it says, a simple tweak that you can make in your live videos that will generate a lot more leads for you. So if you want to talk to more people, if that is your desired objective, you want to talk to more people about your product, your service, your opportunity, then this is going to show you how. So let's just get on into it. My name is Justin Glover. This Facebook Live, it'll benefit those of you who want to talk to more people about your product, service, or opportunity. You want to wake up every day with an inbox full of messages that you get from people reaching out to you about your product, service, or opportunity, whatever it is that you're selling, then this will show you how to do it. At the end of the day, more people reaching out to us, what does that equal? More money from the internet into your bank account. So that's the topic for discussion. Let's see who we got here. Peter Big Timer, what's up, my friend? So glad to see you here. Ray is in the house. What's up, Ray? Chase, what's happening, partner? Good to see you. I was at your neighbor's house, your sister's house last night, but you were not home, I don't believe. So thanks for hanging out. All right, so let's get into it. Janet, hi, I see you as well. So let's get down to it, all right? Compelling calls to action. That's what I'm going to talk about. How to make your call to action more compelling. So let's do this. All right. If you want to start, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of teach you some tips and give you some takeaways and talk about this subject. But if you want to see a demonstration of a clear, compelling, concise call to action, stay to the end and I'll give you one. I'll demonstrate it live. I'll show you how I do it. And hopefully you'll be able to see some of the stuff that I teach you about. You'll be able to see it in real life. So at the end of this thing, I'll give you a demonstration of my best call to action, I guess. So what's up, Angelo? So good to see you here, man. Nick is in the house. What's happening, Nick? Jared, nice to see you, man. So let's dive into it. All right, call to action. So if you say, I found a way to, and then you insert the benefit that your product, service, or opportunity provides without, and then you insert the pain that your prospect is trying to avoid, that's way better than mentioning opportunity. All right, now I talked about formulas for fascination last night, how to write intriguing titles and headlines and create bullets that really fascinate the reader and actually draw people into you to get them to pay attention to you. All right, because if nobody's paying attention to your marketing or consuming it, then it doesn't matter how good it is. It won't be effective. And so that first little sentence was quite a mouthful, so I'm going to unpack that, all right? When I say we're talking about CTAs, call to action, all right? That's what CTA stands for, call to action, okay? Now, you'll notice that it's not called a call to purchase or a call to join, all right? I'm going to break these down. Let me give you two examples of both of those, because that's the big distinction that I want to make. A lot of people, you can make your call to action so much better and get so many more people actually reaching out to you if you just make this one little tweak, one little shift. I'm going to share with you what that is here in just a moment, but to kind of clarify this and show you what I mean, when you, well, let me just do it this way. I'll kind of work backwards. All right. So stick with me. This will unpack. What's a call to join? Okay. So I said we're not doing a call to join. All right. So a lot of you, whenever you do a Facebook Live, so let me give the context of kind of where I'm coming from that leads up to the call to action. All right. If you want to generate more people to talk to about your product, about your service, about your place of business, about your opportunity, then you need to follow a process. If you want to do it online, at least. Part one of the process is you put marketing out that attracts people to you, that gets their attention. It provides value. Okay, so this video that you're watching is an example of marketing. I'm providing value to you. Now, the next thing that you do once you put your marketing out at the end of that marketing, so if it's in the form of a Facebook Live, at the end of it, you need to transition from the content that you give into a call to action. Okay, and the call to action is where you get the benefit of being the person that created the marketing, right? There's no point really in creating a piece of marketing like a Facebook Live or putting a lot of time, energy, effort into a piece of marketing if you don't have a call to action, because that's the point of marketing, okay? And so that's the process, and I want to dial in really on the call to action part, because a lot of people, what I've seen and what most people do, and I've been doing this for over a decade now on the internet, and what I've noticed is that a lot of people, they actually don't, instead of giving a call to action properly, they try to sell their product immediately. So they'll say, hey, if you liked my tips that I just gave you, you should really buy, I got this product that'll really help you, solve XYZ. And maybe they even layer on the benefits and they do a really good, compelling pitch, but they're trying to sell the product right then and there on the piece of marketing. That's too premature. All right, another thing that I've seen is people, if you're in network marketing or direct sales and you're trying to recruit somebody into your business, same process, right? You put out content, it attracts people to them, they get some value. You say, hey, if you like that, I do have, I have, and then you transition into a call to action where you say, I've got a business opportunity, or I have, this team that if you're ready to join, here's the reasons, blah, blah, blah. Just reach out to me and we'll, if you're ready to join. So I see that way more than you see somebody offering a free piece of information, okay? And so what you're seeking here in a good call to action, the tweak that you need to make, instead of going for the sale, or instead of going to try to get somebody to join or sign up right now, go for a conversation. Go for a conversation, because a conversation is where the sales actually come from. All right, so let me give you some examples. If you would like this additional info, tips, secrets, blah, 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 that would be, so if you like this additional info, all right, give away additional info. Instead of selling the product or doing a call to product, a call to purchase, instead of doing a call to join your opportunity, do a call to information, a call for more value, all right, a call to action for them to reach out to you and get that more value that comes in the form of information. All right, and so that's what you want to give away at the end of these things. When they reach out, then they're going to get that info. Then you can use what I talked about recently, the CTA delay, and that's what puts you in the conversation. Okay, so if you want to get the maximum number of people to reach out to you, if that is your goal, you want more people reaching out to you than just the people that are ready to buy right now. So imagine this, I talked about this the other night. Let's say that you got 1,000 people. Let's say there's, 6 people on here right now. Let's just pretend that there's 1,000. All right, and so I give you some really good tips. And at the end of it, I say, you know what? And I don't know how many of you know this, but I teach people how to make, income on the internet in addition to whatever they're doing currently. If you're interested in that and you want to sign up, you want to learn more about that, reach out to me. Right? That's me trying to sell you into an opportunity. Well, if I got 1,000 people on here, how many are going to reach out? I don't know, maybe 10, 12, 15, like some that are ready to join me in the opportunity, right? Not many. Let's run that same scenario. Let's say that we're trying to sell a product, okay? And we're trying to go for the sale. And so, hey, I hope you enjoyed my tips on the best, how to pick out the best shampoos. By the way, I have this really amazing shampoo. It makes your hair look just amazing. If you want it, reach out to me and I'll show you. I'll tell you about that shampoo and how you can get it. Right? That's a call to purchase. If you want to buy my shampoo, reach out to me. Well, who's going to reach out to you? Only the ones that know right then and there that they're ready to buy. And so what we want to do instead, so if you got 1,000 people on, all right, pretending here, if you got 1,000 people, you might get 10, 15 people that are ready to buy. That's if you're lucky. That's a high number. But let's run that scenario with a piece of content, okay? And so let's just say that instead of marketing the service or the product, all right, instead of marketing that, you market information. And so at the end of it, you say, Hey, if you enjoyed the tips, I've got a list of 17 more tips that you must avoid in your pet's food if you want them to stay alive, right? So is somebody going to reach out to, like, if you say that, that's an additional piece of value that you have for them, that you'll give them. And so instead of trying to sell people into the product right then, instead of trying to sell them into the opportunity right then, instead you sell them into the next step, which is more value. Hey, if you like this, I got something else that you'll like too. It's pretty cool. If you want it, I'll give it to you for free. Just tell me you want it, right? And if you got 1,000 people on a line and you do a call to action like that, you might have 500-600 of them reach out. If it's relevant, if it's on point, of those 500 or 600, you whittle those down. If you do use what we call the CTA delay, and when they reach out and say, hey, send me your 17 tips, you say, okay, great, I'll send them back to you in just a few moments. But let me just ask, do you currently have a place where you buy your dog food, or whatever the topic is, right? If you're selling dog food. And so that gets you in a conversation. They're going to answer that, and you're going to be in a very immediate conversation about the product that you sell. So let's say that you do that call to action, you get 500-600 people reach out, you whittle that down, 200 of them, now you're in conversation with 200 of them, maybe 100 of them buy. So instead of making 5 sales, 10 sales, you make 100, because you switch up what you're seeking. Okay, so don't seek the sale, don't do a call to purchase, don't do a call to join, do a call to action. Reach out if you want this additional content. All right, so a couple of other things. So more leads coming in, way better than less leads, right? You guys would all agree. And so that's one way to do it. All right, to get the maximum number of people to reach out. That's the goal. And so to do that, you got to let people know, hey, you can reach out even if you're not ready to buy right now, even if you're not ready to join me right now, because I got this other free thing that's still going to add you value. So if you want it, just reach out and I'll give it to you. And then they reach out and you get yourself in a conversation with them, and you're much more likely to convert that into a sale. So just to recap, if you're marketing your service or your product, you're going to get questions from people that want to know the name. So I want to talk a little bit about naming the product that you're promoting, naming the company that you're promoting, naming the service. All right. So it's kind of a catch-22 type of situation. If you name the service or the product, you're gonna lose, because, or if you don't name it, you're gonna lose, because people are gonna. What kind of questions do you get whenever you say, "Hey, I got this great product or service"? I'm not gonna tell you the name of it. What kind of questions do people ask? They want to know, "Hey, what's the name of it? Tell me the name." And they don't really reach out, right? Because it's kind of weird. You say, "Hey, I got this great, amazing thing. Reach out if you want to know that." I'm not going to tell you the name though. You got to reach out to me if you want to know the name. That's strange. And so you lose if you mention the name. If you don't mention the name, right? You get weird questions. If you're trying to market the product with that, but you don't mention the name. Now, if you do mention the name, that's a different problem. All right, it's still a different problem. You still lose, because if you mention the name, this is XYZ product that I use, this is XYZ company that I promote, they now have everything that they need to go to Google and do their own independent research. Meaning they're not going to reach out to you, and they're probably not going to buy it from you. They're going to buy it from whoever they find on Google, or whatever they find on Google, or they might not even buy, because Google doesn't always tell them friendly stuff. All right, so if you don't name the product or service, you get questions like, what is it? Can you share it on here? All right, but if you do name it, then they won't reach out at all. So what do? Well, instead of marketing the service in your call to action, instead of marketing the product, whether you name it or you don't name it, instead of doing that, you market information. Okay, so you market the next piece of value. And if you do that and you do a call to action, then you'll get people reaching out to get that next piece of value. So more people want information and education than they're ready to buy now. So if you want to get more leads coming in, offer them information, offer them education. Don't offer them an opportunity to buy right now. Give them the information, promise them the information, offer it to them. All right. So if you really want more leads and you want to talk to more people, this is how you do it. This will serve you greatly. If you're just super busy and you think that this, like you don't want more leads, then this probably won't work, right? If this will break your system, if you're thinking, you know what, I couldn't, because I'm telling you to ask to seek a conversation, and I know some of you are like, I can't take any more conversations, I'm just too damn busy. And so if that's the case, my suggestion and plea would be adjust your system, because you got a bottleneck. And get to where you can take more leads, because I just told you a way that you can make, you can generate more leads. And so by not generating more leads just because it clunks up your system, that's you playing small. Instead of doing that, update your system. Allow yourself to be able to use this info that I just gave you and go out and generate more leads. And then just develop a system that will allow you to handle the more leads. All right, so just start thinking in terms of seeking conversations instead of seeking the conversion. All right, if you do that, you'll generate a ton more leads. And so there you go. And one final, I guess, pro tip on call to actions. Don't sound like a shy little robot. Like, be compelling, put some energy into it, and you'll get a lot better result. All right, you can't, if you just show up and say, hey, I hope you enjoyed my tips, and I got this other thing, if you want it, just tell me if you want it. No, that's not compelling. No, put some energy behind it. Let them know, hey, these tips are badass. This thing that I got, it'll help you in these ways. So put some energy behind it, and market and do a call to action, not a call to purchase, not a call to join. You do that, and you will absolutely generate more leads reaching out. You'll have more people reaching out. That's all for today's notes. I was reviewing some notes. So if you got value from this, you can let me know. Smash the love button, leave a comment, share it with somebody that you think might also get value from it. Tag them in the comments. But be sure, if you tag them, tell them that you're thinking about them. Tell them you think, why you think they might enjoy the video. So there you go. All right, now I promised you my version of the CTAs. So we've been talking about compelling CTAs. You ready for mine? You guys ready for my call to action? Dean says this makes good sense. Awesome. All right, so let's get into it. Here's a call to action. All right, there you have it. Some tips on creating more compelling call to action. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for engaging. Dean, I appreciate you. I'm glad it makes sense. So good to see you here, man. By the way, if you did like today's content, I've got something else for you right now that I think you're going to absolutely love. What I just shared to you today was my notes that I take from today, day 8 of a 14-day marketing challenge I'm participating in. I'm learning stuff in this challenge daily, taking very detailed notes every day. And right now, I think the Google document where I'm saving my notes has like 20 pages. It's ridiculous. So the feedback on these notes has been incredible so far. So if you are into marketing, if you want to boost your confidence, if you want to attract more people to you, and overall, if you just want to take your marketing game to the next level, these notes will absolutely help you do that. So if you want them, feel free to reach out to me. Just shoot me a quick, easy Facebook message. Say, yo, send me your marketing notes. I'll know exactly what you're looking for, and I'll get you a link to that Google document. No strings attached. They're absolutely free. If you want them, all you got to do is reach out. So that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Talk to you soon.